Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and in this video I'll be going over the various discounts and bonuses that are now active in GTA Online as of Thursday the 5th of August 2021. All of these are going to be available for 1 week until Thursday the 12th of August. So first of all, the Vapid Dominator ASP was released today. It's in the muscle class and can be purchased from the Southern San Andreas Super Autos site for just under $1.8 million or just over $1.3 million if you've unlocked the trade price. And while it may not be very competitive for tuner class racers, it sure is for muscle class racers. For more details, check the description and pinned comment for lap time and top speed ranking videos for the Dominator ASP from earlier today if you haven't seen them already. The podium vehicle this week is the Seminole Frontier, which can be won by spinning the lucky wheel in the casino. It's in the SUVs class and normally sets you back just under $700,000. It's way down the order in SUVs, so pretty slow, but does have some decent customization. Nothing too special though, so I wouldn't worry about missing it. The prize ride this week is the ZR350, which can be won by finishing in the top 4 in 5 pursuit races, then claiming it at the LS Car Meet Slam Truck. It's in the sports class and normally costs you just over $1.6 million. As we saw from the recent testing videos, this is one of the slower cars from the latest DLC in terms of lap time and not too competitive for tuner racers. Good customization though, and it is based on a great car in real life, so certainly worth winning for free if you want it. The premium race this week is Art to Art, which is an old style point-to-point race in the city for the motorcycles class. Stick with the top 2 bikes of the Shitaro or Hakucho drag for the best chance to win here. Also, the regular town trial this week is Cypress Flats, which you can see being completed later in the video alongside the premium race track, with the RC town trial being Davis Quartz. In terms of regular vehicle discounts, you'll get 40% off the Itali GTO, taking its price from just under $2 million to just under $1.2 million. With it being the number 1 car for the sports class for lap time, it's certainly worth thinking about, but it's still not that nice of a driving experience. There's also 40% off the Ellie, which is a slow and horrible to drive muscle car, 30% off the Squaddy, which is a slow and boring to drive vehicle in the SUVs class, although it does have some decent customization, and 30% off the Alkonost, which is the largest plane you can buy in GTA Online. Finally, there's also 30% off the Tygon, which is a somewhat forgotten A-tier supercar that's quite nice to drive, but can't compete with the top cars in the class for racers. You can of course find out the lap times, top speeds and tiers of all the vehicles that I've mentioned here by checking out the playlist and video links in the description and pinned comment. In terms of discounts specifically for Amazon Prime Gaming members who've linked their Rockstar Social Club accounts, you'll get 80% off the Coquette Blackfin and 50% off the BR8 just like last week. Also, if you do have Prime Gaming and you haven't already, make sure you're giving your free subscription to a Twitch streamer each month as well. It doesn't have to be me, but make sure you're giving it to someone as you're basically supporting them with a $2.50 donation without any extra cost to you. Other miscellaneous bonuses this week include triple money on business battles plus double money on all street races and survivals. There's also 50% off officers. In terms of my deal of the week, I think I've got to go with the obvious and put the Itali GTO. Even though it's still not the nicest driving experience in the world, you can't look past its top lap time for sports, and the speed increase it gets from curb boosting is hilarious at times. 40% off is a decent chunk. In line with the regular drip feeding of vehicles, next Thursday should see the release of either the Vector or Sultan RS Classic. However, with the Vector being the new test car at the LS Car Meet, it's quite likely to be that, assuming Rockstar follow their usual pattern. They'll probably confirm it on their newswire after this video goes live. And now it's time for the news and discussion segment of the video where I ramble on for a few minutes about something while you watch me complete this week's town trial and showcase the track for the premium race. And well, the Dominator ASP, as we saw from the testing videos, the muscle class has finally been destroyed. For the longest time, it was the class that had the most cars that were competitive at the top. Not anymore, that's it, it's over. It doesn't matter too much to us, I guess, because we often restrict our racing to certain cars using the tier system anyway. By the way, that tier system has now been updated for everything except the Dominator ASP, but the Dominator ASP is just going to be in a single tier on its own at the top of muscle anyway, and everything is just going to move down one. Remember that you can find out everything related to the tier lists and all that kind of stuff at bruffy.com/GTA 5 cars if you're interested. But yeah, it's kind of a shame it's been so long. Really, I still remember the Saber Turbo Custom being released from and that dominated the muscle class. That kind of took the top spot away from, I think it was the regular Dominator back then, and then we got the Pisswasser Dominator, which matched it, and then since then we've had the Yosemite and the Clique be able to match those cars as well, depending on situation and circumstance, and even the GTT, even though it was most of the times you were probably going to want to use that, it was still had a weakness which added some balance, and we had 5 cars at the top of muscle, but now we've just got the one. So it's a bit of a shame, right? But that's what we've come to expect, I suppose, from all these years of Rockstar adding new cars to the game. Still got some intriguing cars to come though from the Tuners DLC. We're not too far away from the Sultan RS Classic, which I think for me it's the only one that's going to be able to challenge the Calico for top spot in Tuners. We're actually going to have a race on the channel tomorrow that we did last weekend of all the Tuners DLC cars in a random race, so that'll be going up tomorrow, and that was a fun one, and I got a chance to drive, at least for one lap, all of these DLC cars and drip feed cars that are coming as well. And it did definitely seem like the Sultan RS Classic was the only one that was going to be even close to it, but the Vector next week and the Cypher not long after that might also not be too far away. We'll see. We're kind of really getting through the drip feed content this time, given there's only 7 cars for the drip feed and 10 were released straight away. It feels much nicer, honestly. I've preferred this rather than having like 3 months worth of drip feed cars and only 5 cars released on day 1 like it has been in the previous DLCs. This has been a lot better. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I've got to say for this one. As usual, I'll be back with another video just like this next Thursday, the 12th of August, where we'll go through everything that's changed once again. Feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.